Trade of the year from Liverpool. Hot developments continue in Liverpool. He states that the Krumsla, which continues to work to establish the staff of the future, is working hard. Klopp's team, who could not make a good start to the season, is after moves that will mark the transfer period next summer. As you all know, Jude Bellingham is a transfer that Liverpool prioritizes. We have been trying to convey the latest developments regarding this transfer to you for a long time. However, the transfer details change with each passing day with new information. The latest information is that a swap deal is being considered. Although Liverpool is considering signing Borussia Dortmund star Jude Bellingham next summer, there are reports that a transfer move could be made in early January. The reason for this is the interest of the German club for Keita, as we mentioned in our video yesterday. German club Red's headliner is interested in signing Naby Keita. In the news we conveyed to you yesterday, we said that Dortmund is considering Keita instead of Jude Bellingham. We even said that this interest is interesting, because they were seen as two different transfers from each other. According to recent reports, the Merseyside Giants are trying to negotiate a trade deal that will see the two midfielders move in opposite directions. Liverpool are long-term fans of Bellingham, who joined Dortmund in 2020 from Birmingham for £30 million. Having made a regular debut for the Blues at the Championship at the age of 16, Bellingham has become one of the top young players in European football during his time at Signal Iduna Park and attracts the attention of many top clubs. Despite his young age, he played a significant number of matches for the England national team and continued his effective performance. If Dortmund are willing to sign Keita, they may be willing to strike a partial exchange deal to allow Bellingham to move to Anfield. According to the news from Germany, the Bundesliga giants are warm to Keita and closely monitoring the contract status. The 27-year-old Guinean national team player, who transferred from Leipzig to Merseyside in 2018, is due to expire next June, and the Reds may allow him to leave as he hasn't had a steady start for most of his career. Dortmund are preparing to make a move for Keita and would like to sign the player for free once his current contract expires. But they face a big battle to keep Bellingham next summer. If he believes the England national team player can fill his place, he may allow him to leave the club in the middle of the season. And that's welcome news for Jürgen Klopp's side. Liverpool struggled with form earlier in the season due to an injury crisis in the midfield. The Reds already lack world-class options in this position, desperate to bring in new talent while trying to keep up with the best teams in the Premier League and Champions League. And Bellingham, who hasn't missed a second for Dortmund this season, has the skills to mark the Premier League. There are still 3 years left on Bellingham's deal with the German club, but news on Saturday reported that Dortmund would be willing to let the young sensation leave for £83 million if the transfer fee was paid in one hit. And this development will cause Europe's powerhouse clubs to lick their lips. Manchester City believe they will win the battle to sign the ace, and Pep Guardiola believes the player has what it takes to fill Kevin De Bruyne's boots. Manchester City signed Bellingham's former teammate Erling Haaland from Dortmund this summer and is on good terms with the Bundesliga team. Meanwhile, Manchester United and Chelsea are also eager to sign the superstar. That's why Liverpool want to act sooner to get a deal and are now looking to use their Keita trump card to persuade the German club. Also, famous transfer expert Fabrizio Romano confirmed Dortmund's interest in Keita. Romano said, Borussia Dortmund is among 3 to 4 clubs in Europe interested in Naby Keita if he is a free agent. More is planned, but this seems like a very advantageous deal as it will at least be less than the total price. What do you think about the Bellingham-Keita swap? Liverpool are chasing Chelsea's leaving star. Graham Potter had a disrupted start to his life at Chelsea. So far, he should have taken charge of 3 games, including Premier League meetings with Fulham and Liverpool. Instead, it was limited to a single Champions League match against Salzburg, thanks to various postponements. But on that trip so far, he wasn't afraid to make the team his own. Expensive summer transfer signings Wesley Fofana and Kalidou Koulibaly remain on the bench. The first was awarded an additional £75 million, a 7-year contract. Potter isn't writing it by any means, but leaving it out for the first game of the new era was an understatement. In the midst of these changes, however, one thing remained the same. There was still no room for Christian Pulisic. Kicked out of the roster under Thomas Tuchel and once coveted by Liverpool, it appears that the man once again has to take a role from the bench in Potter's debut, and that could soon go the other way. According to recent reports, Pulisic plans to leave the team at the end of the season for a new challenge with another team. Italian team Juventus are said to have made the first contact with their manager. Chelsea are apparently waiting for an offer of £31 million for the American player. This seems on the cheap side, at least given that Chelsea left Borussia Dortmund with £57 million to sign him in the first place. Its development has undoubtedly stalled since then, but it is still only 24 years old. The potential that has alarmed much of Europe still has time to surface. Maybe Pulisic can unlock it at Liverpool. The great young American talent looked like the perfect signing for FSG in the summer of 2018, and the owners definitely have that ambition to some degree. As for Jürgen Klopp, he has previously said the striker is more than just welcome at Anfield. Also, Pulisic struggled to kick at Stamford Bridge, but did not back down. In essence, he is the same player that Liverpool fans were willing to sign 4 years ago, but now has a lot more experience at the highest level. Above all, he's a goal-scoring winger. Chelsea fans have expressed disappointment at his exit, but Pulisic has every reason to be similarly hostile due to the lack of opportunity. Although he's rarely had a continuous run on the sidelines, goals per 90 minutes last year put him in the 82nd percentile of wingers and attacking midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. Goal-scoring wingers are an important part of the Klopp system at Liverpool, as Mohamed Salah can attest. Pulisic's training at Borussia Dortmund shines by the numbers. It prints an average of 19.20 prints per 90 minutes. In many ways, he deserves to be an excellent Liverpool player. However, there are some problems that may pose a question mark in Pulisic in terms of the structure of the club. The fact that Luis Diaz has made the left wing his own may make the player feel that he will not have enough time. Pulisic has spent more time on the right, but as a right-footed player he will be in a different mold than Klopp's typical reverse winger approach. In this respect, it may be the case of the right player at the wrong time. However, as a flexible option on either side of the offence, Pulisic can offer alternative support for Liverpool to multiple positions. Considering the £31 million transfer fee, it's normal to see it as a very reasonable price, as Diaz could add depth to his position as well as a potential long-term successor to Salah. The biggest obstacle could be beating Juventus. What Klopp certainly cannot offer is guaranteed game time, which is at the heart of the American star's disappointments at Chelsea. But if he really wants a new challenge rather than just an easy way out, a belated trip to Liverpool may suit all parties.